5 months into the NATO airstrike campaign to protect civilians, but also to help rebels reach their big prize. Tripoli appears as though they are making huge gains. Ben Wiedemann has been inside Libya, in Tripoli, Benghazi, in Zawiya. He is now in Cairo and joins us on the phone. When you see this rebel advance, reports of these rebel advances into Tripoli, what goes through your mind, Ben?
Well, certainly just the incredible progress that's been made. I remember when we went into Libya 6 months ago, almost to the day, there was an expectation that the Gadhafi regime was in free fall. What we saw in the subsequent 6 months was really a difficult and long struggle by the rebels against the Gadhafi regime, and a struggle to organize themselves, because initially they had a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of determination to bring down the regime, but very little in the way of organizational ability, weapons, battlefield experience. And we've seen over the last 6 months that they've gained all of that. And really the fruits of that is apparent on our TV screens right now, this dramatic push toward Tripoli. There was so much talk about an inevitable bloodbath in the capital, and of course there have been casualties over the last 24 to 48 hours in Tripoli, but certainly what we've seen is it appears just an evaporation to some extent of what was one of the Arab world's most enduring regimes.
Right, since 1969, Moammar Gadhafi in power in Libya. He took power as a result of a coup. Right now it appears as though his days, if not his hours, are numbered. Let's talk about the rebel advance and the NATO airstrikes as well. This is an entirely different battle, Ben. This isn't a battle that NATO can help with, the street-to-street Tripoli fighting. I mean, this could still get extremely bloody.
Certainly, and we need to realize that there are people who can, until now, support Moammar Gadhafi, but I think what we are seeing right now is that a tipping point has been reached, that many of the people who had supported Moammar Gadhafi until now have come to the realization that this is a man on his way out. He is falling. His regime is collapsing. And whether they liked him or not, I think the realization is that there's nothing to be gained by remaining with a collapsing regime. As far as NATO's concerned, we've seen really a change in their approach over the last few weeks. I think as a result of mounting political pressure on the main NATO participants in this operation, particularly France and Italy, there seems to be a desire to really just get this thing done and over with. Initially, the mandate, and of course until now, the mandate is to protect Libyan civilians, but it also appears that they've decided that they just simply have to play the kind of close air support role that the rebels were calling for all along. But now that they're in the city itself, in Tripoli, there's not really much NATO can do. This is really a fight between the pro and anti-Gaddafi forces.